Good morning, students. Myself Ramchandra Deshpande, TGG Social Science, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Hameri. I am going to take a class for 8th. The chapter is Indian Constitution. You already studied about the introduction, fundamental rights, the importance of the Constitution. Now you are going to study about the key features of Indian Constitution. By the beginning of the 12th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. Under the British rule, the people had been forced to obey the rules that they had very little role in making. They were not making the rule, but the people of India has to listen the words of the British in the ancient time. Under the colonial state, convinced Indian that free India should be a democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in the government. So, in the democracy, everybody will be allowed to participate in the government. So, what do you mean by democracy? Democracy is the government of the people, for the people, and to the people. So, they will be getting equal opportunity in the democracy. Now, you can see a framing of the new constitution. In the year 1946, at the initiative of British Prime Minister Clement Attlee, a cabinet mission of India was formulated to discuss and finalize plans for the transfer of power from the British Raj to Indian leadership and providing India with independence. So, Constituent Assembly first met and began its work on the 9th December 1946 with around 300 members. So it was a work of a drafting committee. So work of the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly took almost 3 years to complete its historic task of drafting constitution for independent India. So they took nearly 3 years. So they started in the year 1946. Now they have completed in the 1949. Now we can see the Constituent Assembly when it is completed. The Constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949 and honorable members appended their signatures to it on 24th January 1950. In all, 284 members actually signed the constitution. So the constitution came into force on 26th January 1950 because the 26th January was famous. In the Lahore session, the complete Independence Day was declared by Jawaharlal Nehru. So 26th January 1950, the constitution came into force. So the 26th date is very important. Now coming to the B.R. Ambedkar's role. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, known as the father of Indian Constitution. So he is also called as architect of Indian Constitution or the father of Indian Constitution. And he was the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. And the other important members are also there. The first, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, you can see in the photo, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the president of Constituent Assembly. And so many the committees were there. The important committee was the Constitution Drafting Committee. The chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And Jawaharlal Nehru was also an important member. And next, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Srimati Sarojini Naidu are all other important members of the Constituent Assembly. Now, what is the preamble of the Constitution? You can see it is a preamble of the Constitution. The Constitution, what is the meaning of the Constitution first? It is a basic law of a country. What is the preamble? The introduction or preface or forward to a constitution. What is the exact meaning of the preamble? What is there in our constitution? We will see now. So you can see here, we the people of India solemnly resolved to constitute into a sovereign, democratic republic and secure to all its citizens. It is very, very important. Justice. What type of justice? Social justice, economic justice, and political justice. So, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. So, the liberty, equality of status, of opportunities, and to promote among them all fraternity, ensuring the dignity of individual and in unity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November, hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this constitution. So this is the preamble of our constitution. The main objective is here only. Now you can see the key features of our constitution. The first key feature is a federalism. Our constitution is in federal in nature. The second one is parliamentary form of government. We are having the parliament. So in that we will study in universal adult franchise. Third one, separation of powers. Fourth one is secularism. Fifth one is fundamental rights. One by one we will study now. Federalism. What is the meaning of federalism? This refers to the existence of more than one level of governments at the center. So different levels of the government, central level, state level, and panchayat raj or local level. So three levels, three tiers of the government is called as a federalism. Refers to the existence of more than one level or more than one tier. Now we will see the different tiers. The federalism is here, the India is here. Now the first part is central government, second one is a state level, third one is a panchayat raj. So central level, state level, and local level, that is panchayat raj. So in the central level, its seat is at Delhi. It is the fusion of several state governments. Several state governments are there under central government. Second one, the state level. Though the federalism in nature, the states in India cannot secede from the center. They cannot come out from the center. Each states enjoy the autonomy in exercising powers. So they will be getting autonomy in exercising powers. The third one, Panchayat Raj. The local issues can be solved by involving the local people. So almost all the local people will be involved and it will be administered and all problems will be solved. So these are the three tiers of the constitution or in the federalism. Now you can see the subjects of national concerns require that all of these states follow the laws of the central government. So all should follow the laws of the central government. The constitution contains the lists that detail the issues that each tier of the government can make laws. So each tier of the government can make the laws. So rules and regulations will be framed. Now coming to the each tier of the government can get the money from for the work that it does. So they will be getting the money from the center. Under federalism, the states are not merely agents of the federal government, but draw their authority from the constitution as well. Simply they will not work as agents of central government. They have to abide the rules told in the constitution as well. So now the parliamentary form of government. So you can see here it is a parliament. So ours is a parliamentary form of government. We are sending the representative to the parliament. Elected representative make laws. So whatever the elected representative, they will make the laws. They will govern the country, for which adult franchise is guaranteed to the citizens of the country. So everybody will get this right adult franchise. So what do you mean by adult franchise? Every citizens of this country will get a right to vote when they will attain 18 years of age, irrespective of his or her social background, color, caste, etc. is called adult franchise. So everybody will get the adult right to vote after 18 years. So every citizen of this country can also contest for election. These representatives are accountable to the people. When you are sending the representatives, they will be ruling on behalf of the people. So you are sending the representative. It is a voting machine. So everybody, when they will attain 18 years of age, they will vote. Now the separation of power. So here's parliament is there. It's a central level, state level, and local level. Now you can see the different lists. The union list, state list, and a concurrent list. So center will be divided into three lists. One is union list. Only the center has authority to make laws. Center will make the laws on 99 subjects in total. The first one is defense, foreign affairs, and other railways. So total 99 subjects the center will make. That is called as union list. Now coming to the state list. State government has the power to make laws on the subjects listed under it. It's 69 in all. Police is there, public health, sanitation, etc. In third one is concurrent list. So it is balanced. Both central and state can pass bill in 52 subjects. So education, finance, criminal law, etc. So this comes under the concurrent list. Both central and state can pass the bills. In the Indian list, only the center will pass the bill, and in the state list, state government will pass the bill. Here concurrent means state and as well as central will pass the bill. Now you can see the how the separation of power is done. The three wings of the government. So legislature, executive, and judiciary. You can see here our parliament, legislature, the head of the legislature, head of the executive, head of the judiciary. So what is legislature? Legislating the laws. Second one, what is executive? Executing the laws. Third one, judiciary. What is judiciary? Giving justice to the people. Now, legislature means who is the head of the legislature? The speaker is head of the legislature. The present speaker is Om Birla. And who is the head of the executive? Or president is the head of the executive. Now, the president Ramnath Kovind is the president. Now, who is the head of the judiciary? The Sharath A. Bobde, Chief Justice of Supreme Court, is head of the judiciary. So, all these three wings work together and independently sometimes. Judiciary is independent subject. Now, we can see the next key feature, that is secularism. One religious community does not dominate another. Some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. The state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of the individuals. So many different religious people are living in this country. All are having the power to live in this country. The one cannot dominate on another. So this is called as secularism. So some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community, and state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of the individual. Now the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights protect citizens against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the state. The Constitution thus guarantees the rights of individuals against the state as well as against other individuals. And the Constitution guarantees the rights of minorities against the majority. The Constitution gives and guarantees the rights of minorities. So the majority means more in number, so less in number. So the rights of minorities against the majority also constitution guarantees. You can see according to the B.R. Ambedkar, every citizen must be in a position to claim those rights. So it is the responsibility of the people, they should claim those rights. These rights must be in binding upon every authority that has got the power to make the laws. Now we will see the different fundamental rights mentioned in our constitution. The first one, the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, right to constitutional remedies. The first one, right to equality. Right to equality. All persons are equal before the law. In front of law, all people are equal. No citizens can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, caste, sex. Every person has access to all public places, including playgrounds, hotels, shops. So, everybody will be equal in front of the law. So, it is the right to equality. You can see by seeing the picture only you will understand all are equal. So that is right to equality. Now coming to the right to freedom. So what type of freedom is there in India? This includes the right to freedom of speech. You can speak and you can express yourself. To form association, you can form a different associations. You can move freely from one place to another place. Reside in any part of the country. You can stay in Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Practice any profession. If you want to take any profession, you can take. Any occupation, you can take. Any business, you can do. So, this is the freedom of right. Everywhere, you will get the freedom. Now, coming to the right against exploitation. The Constitution prohibits human trafficking. So, selling illegally, the trafficking means the forced labor, employment of children under 14 years of age. So, it is right against exploitation. All the children are completely exploited. So, they are working in a brick factory. They are working and they are selling the goods. He is going from one place to another place and working in the canteen. So, it is right against exploitation. So nobody should be exploited. And before or under 14 years of age, you will not be employed anywhere. You should not work. You should go to the school. And right to freedom of religion. Religious freedom is provided to all citizens. So different community people are living in India and they are having a freedom to perform their own religion. Every person has the right to practice, profess and propagate the religion of their choice. They can perform any religion. They can convert from one religion to another religion. It is the freedom of religion. Now coming to the educational and cultural and educational right. The Constitution states that all minorities, religious or linguistic, can set up their own educational institutions in order to preserve and develop their own culture. So they can establish their own institutions, so they can learn anything, they can go to any college. So it is a cultural and educational right. And the students can go anywhere and they can learn anything. The right to constitutional remedies. This allows the citizens to move the court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. If violation takes place in fundamental rights, they can go to the court. Here, see, the move the court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. So they can go to the court. It is a right to constitutional remedies. Now coming to the directive principles of the state policies. Other directive principles are also there. These have given to ensure greater social and economic reforms. to serve as a guide to the independent Indian state to institute laws and policies that help reduce the poverty of masses. They will be giving the direction to the state government. And now the summary. Our constitution adopted on 26 January 1950. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, President of Constituent Assembly. Key features: federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of power, secularism, fundamental rights. Thank you.